What?
I'm Officer Dale, Shawnee Police Department. Do you know why you were stopped today?
You're a loner.
What? Can we have a quick sample? Just
This is us, just minutes into knowing one another, meeting together for the first time as a group of 5 solo female travelers.
Oh my god, I can tell my schooling really worked out.
I was wrong, or rather, what I said before is no longer my truth. 2 weeks ago, I made this video stating that making new, deep, meaningful connections through friendship as an adult is hard. And at the time, I believed that to be true for me. It was my lived experience, and it was the same story I always told myself. You're a loner. You're meant to be alone. You prefer to be alone. But all that seems to have changed. Maybe luck played a role in it. By chance, I happened to be in the right place at the right time. And the timing for Maddie and Mariah and Carly and Samantha all worked out too. But at the end of the day, ultimately it was up to each one of us to make the choice to show up for one another. So, on Sunday, June 20th, a group of 3 solo female travelers became 5. We met at the base of Shadow Mountain, overlooking the Grand Tetons, and we just started talking. And the rest is kind of history. The wildest part to me about this whole story, though, is that the very next morning, I was supposed to leave. Nala and I are leaving today. We have to. I don't want to. So I'm just trying to keep spirits, maybe not necessarily high, but at the very least, calm and just, trying to remind myself that this isn't goodbye forever, and I will see all of these wonderful women again on the road at some point. But yeah, it just feels a little bit like I am being ripped away, and that always hurts. Just psyching myself up. It was super nice. If you're actually if you go out to get climbing, looking forward to spending more time with you. So much. Okay. And I did leave, but nothing in me wanted to go. Leaving felt forced. It felt like the wrong thing. Bye! Bye! Snacks! Bye! It actually took getting caught in a speed trap in Shoshone, Wyoming by a police officer to make me stop and ultimately turn my van back around.
Hello.
Hey there, how are you today?
Not too bad. I'm Officer Dale, Shawnee Police Department. Do you know why you were stopped today?
I don't know. Did I run a stop sign or something?
No, in town there, you were doing speed limit's 30. If you want to contest it, you can. July 20th at 1:30 p.m. here in Shoshone.
It's okay.
If you do pay, it's going to be $105. It was also originally $115, but you're wearing your seatbelt, so it's $10 off.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to cry. It's a simple mistake, okay? Alrighty, well, I will let you go on your way. You drive safe, okay? And watch out for the animals.
For sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So sorry.
It's okay.
It's important to understand 3 things about this situation and why I fell into a full-blown panic attack. Number 1, I've never been pulled over once in my 10 years of driving. I was caught off guard and felt incredibly confused by the whole situation. Number 2, I've been a people pleaser practically my whole life. I was leaving the girls I had just met because I felt pressured to make the 25-hour drive home to see my family. I hate disappointing people I love. And number 3, on that drive, I was thinking about the last time I was home. when I watched my dad die right before my eyes. I was grieving. And I got 3.5 hours away, and then I made that 3.5 hour drive back, all the way back to Shadow Mountain.
Oh my god, you can't tell us about your secret compartment.
I'll tell you guys.
Now we know where your secret compartment is.
Over the last week and a half, so much of my inner dialogue has changed. I no longer say to myself, I'm meant to be a loner. Actually, if anything, it kind of feels like I have the best of both worlds now. I get to have my solitude, and I get to have strong friendships. Perhaps one of the best things about becoming friends with fellow introverts is that we each understand each other's need to go solo every now and again. Right now, I'm alone again, at least for a little while, and I'm grateful to have this time to myself. I feel content and at peace. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about how many times in a lifetime we say goodbye to someone, and how on one hand it's said as a temporary placeholder, and other times it feels much more permanent. July 6th will mark the 1-year anniversary of my dad passing away. It's taken nearly a year, but I finally can see now that most of my grief is really just love with no place to go. I remember it was May of last year, and I was almost done with my van build when I got the call from my dad, and he said, I have cancer. The thing about stage 4 cancer, though, is that there is no such thing as stage 5. My dad died 6 weeks after his diagnosis. I rushed to finish my van build and spent the last few weeks of his life being his caretaker. It was the hardest thing I ever had to go through, but I am grateful for it. I was really close to my dad, and I learned a lot from him. And I learned a lot from his death, too. I would say that death has some very profound things to teach us about life. My dad died 3 days before his 67th birthday, and he died 3 days before his retirement. When I look back and think about all the things that used to feel so important to me before my dad got sick, I kind of laugh a little bit now because it all just seems so trivial. Nothing in life is guaranteed, but it's human to desire safety and certainty and stability. But it's also a blessing and a curse to think we have so much control over our futures when in reality, we can only nudge it in small ways to go the way we would like it to. I'm wrong about a lot of things, and there's so much out there that I don't know. But what I do know is that something beautiful is happening right before my eyes, and I'll be damned if I say goodbye to it all too soon.